Why should I care about Captain America, insert subtitle? Why should I care about this relatively down-to-earth plot when we now live in a reality with witches and wizards, super soldiers, mutants, shapeshifters, gods, celestials, chemical and magical mind control, an entire universe of aliens, an entire universe in the quantum realm, people who can go to different universes, a treatment that can give you all the powers of the Avengers, time travel, and a group of people who can erase entire timelines?
Wow.
Is this still the same Earth where 3 different Peter Parkers existed at the same time and now no one knows who Peter Parker is? Is this still the same Earth with a giant creature sticking out of it? Is this still the same Earth where anyone could be a Skrull, a shapeshifter, or now a mutant? Is this still the same universe where an infinite number of Kangs is a threat? What the fuck is going on here? Even if I wanted to be invested in this story, how could I possibly figure out what the bigger threat is when you have a dozen half-baked major villains at the same time? Why does anything on Earth matter anymore once we have gods, celestials, multiverse jumpers, and the TVA all operating at the same time? Hell, why does anything anywhere matter once we've established that you can travel through time to get the Infinity Stones and have control over the entire universe, or use a book and a girl to potentially enslave the entire multiverse?
That doesn't seem fair.
Setting aside how terrible and nonsensical the writing has been for most of these projects since Endgame, the universe is completely broken. In case you missed it, one of the things I mentioned was that, according to Secret Invasion, there is a successful treatment you can get that gives you all the powers of the Avengers. Not every single one, but most of them. You can use all the superhuman abilities of the fucking Avengers instantly with no training and no noticeable side effects. Yep, that's it. That is the end of all possible tension in this entire cinematic universe. It was already dumb enough when a standalone movie ignored the existence of the Avengers, but this is that problem multiplied by a fucking 1,000. Any rando can be stronger than the Avengers. Again, not that it even matters that much when you can prune entire timelines of existence. This whole thing is in desperate need of a reset. People were already getting burned out by the time Endgame came along. I mean, not just with Marvel, but with superhero stuff in general. But at least Endgame was some kind of conclusion for the decade of buildup that started with Iron Man. People were, for the most part, satisfied. Barreling forward with no clear direction and introducing a bunch of universe-breaking concepts while still being in the same universe was never going to end well. I guarantee you that most people who might see Captain America 4 have no idea what state the MCU is in right now. It's treated like a direct sequel to Endgame, but there's at least an entire show you have to watch for some context. And again, why does any of this matter once you take into account all the things I mentioned? They actually show the giant planet man sticking out of the ocean in the trailer. How many people even remember or know what that's from? It's from Eternals, a movie that nobody watched. Iron Man was a simple, contained story about one character. And even once we got to a point where we had multiple different characters interacting in the same movie, it was still relatively contained. It felt more down to earth even when it was at its most fantastic. But now, the universe is so bloated that even proper management of continuity would make it hard to follow. Just so we're clear, they have not properly managed continuity. In another place, this movie might have worked. Honestly, it's still a giant CGI mess. At this point, these movies are about as live action as the terrible new Lion King movies. But even if there is anything redeemable here, the context surrounding it has made it both nonsensical and irrelevant. I'm sorry, Anthony, but no one gives a shit anymore. Even if you wanted to, the setting of this movie is so confused that good luck trying to figure out what the fuck is actually going on. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you got at least some enjoyment out of this. If you like anything that I do, you can always join my Patreon. Just so you know, I barely touched that thing because it was always empty. Obviously, if there were more people there, I would pay more attention to it. Currently, there are only 2 people there, Grant Fikes and Tiger BLX channel. Honestly, I never expect to get anything back for what I do. I mean, I've been doing it for free for years now, but I do appreciate any support that I get, even if it's just comments and likes. So again, thank you very much from the bottom of my wolfy heart, and have a nice day.
Do you want to hear a little bit about the Avenger films?